I'm going to offer you a case here of somebody who's sick, and I want you to answer with your first impression quickly. So I have a 29-year-old woman in August of 2020. She goes away for the weekend, and she learns that a couple people that are away with her on the trip are not feeling so great, but they were having some mild symptoms, and they thought they were allergies, okay? Within a couple of days of returning, this 29-year-old woman becomes sick. So she has body aches, she has congestion, she doesn't feel good, she's running a mild fever. So what do you think? What do you think the diagnosis is? Right. So people immediately are saying either flu or they're saying COVID. Okay. Now, if you said something other than COVID, now what happened is my patient in a couple of days lost her sense of smell and taste. So what do you think now? That's right. Everyone I've asked now has said COVID. Well, my patient goes and gets a COVID test and it's negative, and gets a seasonal flu test and it's positive. The reason I illustrate this case to you is we want to be careful with the conditioning that we've had. As soon as somebody is ill with these flu-like symptoms, we immediately think must be COVID. And so there's some problems with that. So we want to just be understanding that these symptoms can be caused by other viruses other than SARS-CoV-2. So keep that in mind. Now, of course, this person is, quarantining herself and so on and so forth, and she's getting better, which is wonderful. Of course. But just kind of keep that in mind. Now, a couple of interesting things before I wrap up here is Dr. Anthony Fauci, who is now a household name, right? On August 31st of 2020, he was being interviewed on Tiffany Haddish's show on YouTube. And if you're watching this on my YouTube page, I'll give you a link. But you can look it up, Tiffany Haddish. Dr. Fauci said, taking vitamins D and C are good, meaning as good immune system boosters and assistants to us. But he said this great quote about anybody wanting to fortify their immune system. The best way to keep your immune system good is to lead a healthy life, he says. Get good sleep, exercise. Those are the things that are so much better. And I'm imagining when he said leads a healthy lifestyle, I'm thinking he probably also meant a very healthy diet. So diet, sleep, exercise is what his indications are here. That's pretty neat. Dr. Fauci is saying that's how to strengthen your immune system. We should all be doing that, right? And we've been talking about that. Today, here we are on September 7th of 2020, and this morning on WBUR Morning Edition with Bob Oakes, he was just reporting the counts here, the numbers, and he said 9,100 people have died in Massachusetts from COVID-19, and he was very specific when he said this, from confirmed or suspected cases. The reason I say that is we all assume the 29-year-old that I just gave you her symptoms was COVID. But it wasn't COVID, even though it had it looked like COVID, right? It just seemed like it would be. On prior shows, and if you're watching this on cable, go to my YouTube page. If you're watching this on YouTube, go to my prior recent shows where I talked about coronavirus numbers. Are they accurate? Here's an indication where they might not be. Confirmed or suspected cases, that can be a problem, again, because we are dictating very critical public policies by these numbers. And if they're not accurate, then our decision making is not accurate. Remember, finally, the best thing that we can all do right now that are directly in control, that we can control ourselves, is strengthening our immune systems as individuals and families and communities, is by number one, the cleanest diet that you can tolerate. Number two, a regular exercise to your tolerance. Number three, reducing chronic stress. Number four, taking care of your spine and your nervous system. And number five, adequate sleep. I'm Dr. Scott Fuller. Talk to you soon.